Are you concerned about protecting your precious Tesla wheels, or maybe repairing ones that have already been subject to curb rash? Yeah, curb rash is a very real thing. Teslas have a big problem, and they're known for their wheels just getting absolutely destroyed, and many other things that you can run into on the road.
What the f?
Well, today, we've got a solution to not only protect your car, but if the damage has already been done, it's gonna help you cover that up too. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. There is a new product that's out from a fantastic, well-known company, magbak, that we need to check out and not only show you how to install it, but we need to check out and see how good it is. As we always do with our product demos, let's head to the trunk to see what we got. Now, before we show you what we're working with here, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that button down below. We are so close to our goal of 10,000 subscribers. Once we hit that, we're gonna do an awesome celebration. We're gonna do a big giveaway. We're gonna drop a special t-shirt that's gonna be limited edition. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit that button down below. And now let's go ahead and check out the product. This product is coming to you from magbak. They actually are the ones that pioneered the entire concept of combining phone cases with magnet technology way before MagSafe was even a thing. They have been coming out recently with some pretty cool accessories for Tesla, including the one that we actually have inside our car, wireless charging phone mount that goes like right on the top of your screen. And I gotta tell you, I actually use that thing all the time. If you haven't seen that video, I'll throw a link to that right here. What they came out with is something called a rim case. This is basically a way to protect your rims from those unfortunate situations where curbs just sometimes jump out at you and you're faced with curb rash. Now, there are other options that are already out there on the market to help you protect your wheels, things called rim savers, which we've actually tested and recommended at one point. The problem with rim savers, although they do work, number one is the adhesive that it leaves behind on your wheels. So when the time comes and you need to pull off the track, you have to use like a razor blade and you have to be really careful to not scratch them. It's a process. The second issue that I have with those wheel savers is they also kind of look a little funny. Magbak decided to solve both of those problems with their rim case product. These snap right onto the wheel themselves, right over top, but they're designed to look exactly identical, so it doesn't look like you have anything on there. Now, to keep them on, not only does it use a proprietary snap technology, but there is a little bit of adhesive on here too. But they thought about that adhesive problem that I just mentioned, and they give you a little plastic guard that goes up against the wheel, so that way it doesn't actually stick to the wheel itself. It's sticking to a barrier that's really easy to take off. I haven't even opened the box yet, so let's do a little unboxing here and see what we get. So in here we have a set of 4 rim cases. Each box is for its own wheel. And we also have a little uninstall tool. You're gonna get a total of 10 segment pieces. This is what they kind of look like. In the box, we have instructions. We don't do instructions here. We have, these are the plastic protective covers that I mentioned before that are actually gonna go over the wheel themselves. And then these are the segment pieces. This is a really solid plastic. This is really thick. It's got a nice matte finish. It looks like it's fingerprint resistant. And then here's the adhesive on the back end. Nice job, magbak. They're using actual branded 3M double-sided adhesive, which, as I always say, if it's not 3M on the back, it's not gonna last in the long run. See this little weave right here? This is that snap technology. And also in the box is some alcohol pads as well. This stuff looks pretty good. Let's see how easy it is to install and then what it looks like once it's actually on. We do have a fair bit of damage on this wheel. Care to explain?
Nope.
That is one of the nice advantages of these. Not only is it gonna protect it from this happening in the first place, but if you do have some damage, it's going to cover it up. So that way, hopefully it's not there. Some of these are pretty deep and pretty big, so I'll be very impressed if it covers up all of it. I mean, as you can tell, a lot of damage.
No, that's a lot of damage!
We're gonna go ahead and use the alcohol wipe and make sure we clean this all off. So the first step in the installation process are these plastic covers. We're basically gonna put this plastic sleeves over your rims to protect your rims from the plastic itself and also to protect it from the adhesive that we're gonna be putting on. There are these that kind of look like a bunch of like eyebrows with little slits in them. These ones are for above the spokes themselves. And the second one, they kind of look like trapezoids. They also have little slits on the top, but they're much bigger pieces. These little slits, you're gonna line them up with the top part of the rim itself, and then you just simply put it on. These are basically almost like sticker PPF pieces. So you just line it up here, making sure that that top slit is along the top of your wheel. And then you just press it down. And then you literally just rub your finger over the top, making sure to go ahead and press down on the back side so it gets a nice good grip there. If there's any air bubbles in there, you don't have to worry about it. It's not like a PPF application where it has to be perfectly flat. Now we're gonna move on to the big pieces. These are gonna go on these big in between the spoke areas right here. You're just gonna line them up again. It's the same thing. You're lining up those slits with the top of the rim. And if you mess it up, you can easily pull it off. They go right back on. The stick doesn't go away. Now what I did is I start at the top there. I line those slits up, and then I kind of rub my finger while I'm holding the bottom up, and then I kind of just roll from the top to the bottom like that. And then on the top, you're gonna tuck those little pieces just like we did the little eyebrow pieces, and make sure that everything is down. And you'll see I got a little bit of overlap right here, and I got a little bit of overlap right there, and that's okay. Now, one thing to note, there is one that is specifically cut out for the air valve piece. I actually already put this one on. It's got like a little cutout right there. I got all of my plastic pieces up against the wheel. Now we're going to put on the rim case pieces themselves. It is important that you start with the air valve piece first, and then we're gonna work our way around clockwise around the wheel. They do make these for every different type of Tesla wheel. They make them for the Model Y and the Model 3. They make them for both the 20-inch induction wheels as well as the 21-inch Uber turbine wheels. Now the installation process is a little different depending on your wheel. For the induction wheels, you start at the air stem valve piece that has the male connector on the end, and then you work your way clockwise around the wheel. Now on the Uber turbine, this male piece is actually gonna be on the other side, so you still start with that air valve piece, but you're gonna work counterclockwise around the wheel. In order to install it, it's very simple. You peel off the back side of the 3M tape, which I already did on this piece. We're simply going to install it by applying pressure to the bottom first, making sure it's clipped behind the bottom of that wheel, and then we're simply gonna push up top. And oh my, dude, that was like super simple. That went like right into place. It just snapped right on. And yeah, it's as simple as that. And then we move on to the next piece. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna capture it in here, and then we're gonna roll it up, and then we're gonna make sure that it goes over top of that little male connector piece. Oh my. Dude, that was really simple. It really doesn't take much to get it to go. So when you first put it in between, you kind of want to come at it from a little bit of an angle like this, and then push it up and into place. A couple little tips that we picked up from installing these. Number one, when you're putting it on, it's best to give it a little tug on the bottom and make sure that it doesn't just pop off. Sometimes when you put it on, you think that it's on and it may be connected over top and everything, but if you just pull on the bottom, it'll like pop right out. That means it didn't get a good seal. Tip number two is when you do put it on, don't push to lock in that double-sided tape on the skinny piece just yet. Wait until you have the next piece on and you connect the male to the female end, then you can go ahead and lock it on after that. The last tip I have is the last piece that you put in for the set. Two different connection points we have to do. We have this one right here where we want to make sure we connect it, but then we also have to connect this to the very first, that air valve piece that we installed. When you put it on, we're gonna put it on like this, and then we're gonna use our little removal tool to come back on this corner, and we're gonna pull this up a little bit so we can fit this behind it. We're gonna install it like normal. And now you can see, look, my little male connector is over my original piece. So I'm gonna take my little removal tool and I'm gonna go just in this corner here, and I'm gonna pop it up. I'm gonna push that back. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide it right behind, and now I got a good connection all the way around. And it's really easy. This this little removal tool thing, this thing is like genius. And now we're locked in all the way around the wheel. So here's the final product. This is the wheel that I did. This is the front passenger side wheel. It did legit cover up almost all of the damage. So here's the before shot. And then here's the after shot with the rim case from Magbak installed on it. And as you can see, it did a really good job of hiding all of that damage. It's pretty impressive. This one Michelle did. We both kind of tag teamed and installed at the same time. And you can see, I mean, it looks fantastic. Over here, you can see a tiny little bit right there, right on that spoke, just because it didn't come out enough to fully cover it. But I mean, you really have to be looking for that. And as far as the Saber itself, I mean, especially if you're standing back, that just looks like the normal wheel. It doesn't look like you have anything on it. It just looks like the normal induction 20-inch wheel from Tesla. Now, if you come up close, yeah, you can see little seams here, like in between each of the pieces. You can see them, but if you don't know what it is, I don't think you would ever really notice. I gotta say, this is the most normal, non-rim saver looking rim saver that I've ever seen. The other thing I really like about this, so let's say the unfortunate event happens and you have curb rash, and all of a sudden one of these pieces, well, it gets completely crushed. To replace it, it's super easy. You just take this, you go right into the crushed piece, you pop it out, and then you just take a new replacement one and you pop it on. So yeah, I gotta say, these things are pretty sweet. Now, in terms of ease of installation, honestly, I think the hardest part was really putting those stickers on, the clear protection pads on the wheel. The rim case itself was really easy just to snap on. Most of the pieces, you just put a little pressure on the bottom, and then you just put pressure on the opposite and just kind of rocks and locks itself right into place. Michelle, what do you think? What would you rate this in terms of ease to do?
Pretty easy to install. It's just a little bit time consuming, I'd say, that's all.
I think each wheel takes about 15 to 20 minutes, give or take. You set aside an hour and your wheels are completely protected. Plus, if you've already kind of have that damage already, you can easily hide it. The new Magbak rim case for Tesla Model Y and Model 3. Again, the alternative to getting rid of the damage that's already done to the wheels. They got to get repowder coated and all that, and that will generally run about $500 per wheel. This fix is a whole lot cheaper. It is $75 per wheel if you buy them individually, or you can buy a 4-pack, a complete set for the whole car for $299. And if you buy a full pack, you have the option of buying a spare wheel set. That way you have extra pieces in case you do need to pop 1 or 2 sections off. It's only $39. It's discounted by like half. They are available directly on the Magbak website. I will go ahead and throw a link directly to the product down in the description below. The coupon code is right down there for you guys, so make sure to do that. Save yourself some money as well. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did and you plan on picking up a set of the Magbak rim case, make sure to chuck a like on this video. Let us know that you found it helpful. Let YouTube and other people know that you found it helpful. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe while you're down there too. It's right next to that like button, so it's really easy and convenient to get to. Thank you as always for watching, guys, and we'll see you in another one real soon.